Hello, all of you lovely people out there. It is me, yet again, your host, Roman, about to introduce you to CoEmpathy, running Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, all Knuckles missions. I'm really excited for this one. CoEmpathy, how are you feeling? Are you excited? Are you pumped for this?
My mic's off, my bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm doing great, Roman. I'm just surrounded by all these Chow friends. Really? I just unmuted it. A while ago. Alright. I'm joined by Stellar, who will be commentating this run with me. Alright. And I'm going to leave these Chop friends behind, and we're going to go over to the menu, and we're going to move over to our first level. We'll be doing all 5 Knuckles stages, all 5 missions. We'll be explaining each mission as time goes on, and basically we'll be using Wild Canyon as the way to explain all the missions, and then from there, because it's the simplest level, and then from there we'll go and explain everything else. Alright. When a run starts, when I click, or whenever I press start, so 3, 2, 1.
So Wild Canyon shows the playstyle that I'm sure you're all used to from Sonic Adventure 2's Knuckles and Rouge levels, where you need to survey the land in order to find the 3 pieces of the Master Emerald. Wild Canyon is the simplest of the 3 with the fewest different areas that you can go to. And so what you will be seeing CoEmpathy doing is reading one hint monitor that tells her where she can go in order to find the next piece. There are up to 3 that you can read, but basically every time we're only going to need the first one to finish in very quick fashion. Coming up next is the second mission. Each stage is going to have 5 missions, and the second mission of Wild Canyon requires you to collect all 100 rings. In Wild Canyon, this is very straightforward, as we simply pick the fastest route in order to collect 100 rings scattered across the stage, which does include some ring boxes as well as loose rings hanging around. There is another way that we can get extra rings if we want to, through game-approved ring duplication, but that isn't quite relevant yet, and you will see it when it is time for you to see it. Ooh, unfortunately, the ring route is a bit tight, and there were a few small mishaps, but, you know, a 27 is still nothing to sneeze at. It's still plenty good enough for an A rank.
Yeah. I should also note, this is just a small thing, but you might notice during my play, whenever I'm holding up left angles, my knuckles will start twitching about. My control sticks get me out, I'll be just honest with y'all.
Brutal to have controller issues on the day of the marathon.
Alright.
Yeah, mission 3 is the mission where you have to find the lost Chow. It is typically hidden somewhere throughout the stage, requiring additional abilities that you will not have the first time you enter it. This time it wanted the shovel claws. There are ways that you can click to get there, but they're not significantly faster unless you're doing the IL variants of them. Mission 4 is a lot like Mission 1, which requires getting all of the individual pieces, except there is an important difference in that you can't die. Otherwise, your progress will not be saved, and you will need to restart the entire stage from the beginning.
I think I just saw a free piece, and I kind of ignored it. Yeah, I knew it, I saw it. That piece always gets
Wild
me
Canyon
whenever
is
it's too
also a
late.
stage notorious for 3 pieces, which are pieces that you can see out of order. For those of you that played Sonic Adventure 1, you can see multiple pieces at the same time, but in Sonic Adventure 2, the radar only pings the sequential piece that you are supposed to be grabbing. This can lead to collecting pieces out of order by seeing them in the world rather than seeing them on the radar. And speaking of pieces you can see in the world, Mission 5 is hard mode. All of the pieces are in the exact same spot and typically rather easy to see, at least in stages as open as Wild Canyon. The difficulty is getting to them. Luckily, Lexi is the gamer of all time and can very easily make quick work of all of these hard mode missions, as you can see right here with that nice seamless clip out at the bottom of that statue. And we have officially completed one of each mission type that you're going to see in this run.
All right, we're going to be taking a trip
this is perfect.
to Pumpkin Hill, the classic favorite, you know?
Having a nice spoonful of ghost pumpkin soup, everyone's favorite Halloween stage.
It's something like that. All right, and this stage entails, traveling across 3 separate mountains, and usually, there's a piece on or around each mountain. This doesn't happen every time. And let's see if we can get all these real quick. I didn't hit the right barrel. Nice. All right, what's piece 3?
There it is.
Yeah, I was right. This is on all 3 mountains. You can actually grab this one. A slightly different spot. You would think it would be grabbable only from that bearded spot, but no, you can grab it off to the side. The hitbox is large enough.
Yeah, so as she said, there are 3 mountains in Pumpkin Hill. There is the Pumpkin Mountain, where her first piece was, the Ghost Train Mountain, where her second piece was, and the Church Mountain, where her third piece was. In Mission 2, we are going to spend the entire thing predominantly on the Church Mountain and on the path to it, but you'll notice there is a little bit of an interesting route for those not familiar. She is going to intentionally take damage on that ghost there, which is the reason why she actually avoided getting that balloon, as you can only drop a limited number of rings and you need to pick most of them up. Basically, the game wanted to make sure that you could still complete a mission 2 without needing to reset, even if you'd taken damage. And the way it goes about doing that is spawning in an extra back ring that you can go to that will basically respawn the entire stage, but keep the number of rings you already have. And this is very useful so that you can collect the same 50 rings twice, making up for a lot of stages where sometimes it might be very slow to grab 100 different rings instead of the same 50 twice.
Alright, Pumpkin Hill Mission 3 is, you'd think you would need the Mystic Melody for this. If you're aware of this mission, you go from the top of Pumpkin Mountain, activate the Mystic Melody at the top of the mountain, and don't fall off. And just... Instead, I'm going to do something a little bit different. We're just going to release from this rocket and glide over to the end.
When the devs put that rocket in, I don't think they realized how high it let you off, and I don't think they realized how high Knuckles could glide, especially by using a technique called a glide reset, in which you don't fall from a glide as fast as the devs wanted you to. By quickly drill diving and then gliding again, you reset your fall time and keep that same height. This will be useful later.
Alright. This piece right here is at the bottom of Church Mountain. It can be a bit weird to get because of this little bit of dancing and all that. Not too bad though. Alright, we're gonna be taking a trip over to Pumpkin Mountain to see the Ghost Train. There's one of those on each mountain, even though there's also a Ghost Train mountain.
Yeah, very easy to follow along with. Nobody's ever been confused by that before.
Ooh. Alright. This piece can be in one of 2 spots. With some luck, it'll be, The other spot it could be is at the bottom of Church Mountain, which would have been frustrating in this case because I would have had to go all the way over there. Would have lost like 8 seconds, 7 seconds, somewhere in that general area. Alright, moving on to Mission 5. We're going to be doing these pieces out of order like I did with Wild Canyon, and I'm going to show y'all that in Mission 5's, if a piece is diggable, you can reach it if your collision can hit it without digging, which is not true under most circumstances. Now, you can just spiral up or against that wall, don't even have to do anything about it. And now we're going to take this rocket, and we're just going to glide over to this piece that usually would require the sunglasses, but it's really annoying to get with the sunglasses. It is so annoying to get with the sunglasses. And we're just going to go down to Ghost Train and get that last piece.
Yeah, those spikes can kill you, but as long as you or your post-mortem Knuckles collect the piece, the game will count it as a win. So that's all that you need in order to finish that stage. But Aquatic Mine is a bit of a gimmick stage, if you will. You need to worry about changing the water level, which is done by pressing that switch that you just saw her grab. There are also a lot of free pieces that you can get in that top room, which is another reason that people like to go up there in the first place. But luckily it looks like she's not going to... Ooh. And she's gonna have to go...
I'm going back.
I shouldn't have said anything. She has to go all the way back up for a piece that was not free and is instead very expensive. This piece is brutal, but I mean, she's still able to get a sub 40-second time.
I found him.
Alright, coming into mission 2, you'll actually see our first of a couple uses of the sunglasses, which basically let you... They're hiding items. Whenever you put them on, certain things will appear, like rings, ring capsules, lives, such as that. So, whenever you... Ooh, I need that ring. Oh, spiral
So spiral uppers happen when you twirl the control stick in a circle and press the B button, or at least they're supposed to. Most of the time they don't. Except sometimes when you happen to turn around quickly and want to punch to increase your speed, the game will think, oh, you're trying to spiral upper, and you will lose all of your speed. It's really annoying, and that was what you just saw happen to Lexi there. So the majority of the rings in Aquatic Mine Mission 2 are actually found in the bottom of this little area. It's supposed to be flooded with water, but because you weren't intended to go into that area without changing the water level at all, the devs just kind of only made it so water affected the first 2 levels and nothing below it, or only 2 levels at a time if you happen to move it down. So luckily we can just run through there, which is much faster than swimming. And speaking of much faster than swimming, oh my goodness, she's going for the new...
I overshot.
So that's a newer strat for Aquatic Mine Mission 3. The old strat involves clipping through that sign instead of wall running off of it, and she was able to just drill dive right through the wall. No big deal. You can fly directly to the Chow, and it looks really cool, but honestly, even the way that she did it still looked really cool. That strategy is fantastic.
Do we have time for a really quick donation?
Sure.
We have a $20 donation by Example Daniel with no comment. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So Lexi's second piece is in the ghost room, and as I mentioned on Aquatic Mine Mission 3, you can clip through things using a sign. I'm actually mauling over the fact that she just got behind a square tree in both of her Aquatic Mine sets. This is so toxic.
I found him.
Alright, we're going to go into mission 5, and actually I'm going to be using a death abuse here. First, we're going to go behind us, clip out of bounds, and drill dive all the way bottom of this little chasm back here. I'll show y'all when we get there, okay? So we're going to turn around. And oops. These sign clips are kind of frustrating sometimes. And grab the piece, and we're just going to die. It puts us back at spawn, keeping our emerald. Because this doesn't follow mission 4 rules.
Very thankfully.
Thankfully. And we're gonna not grab that piece without the sunglasses, because apparently I can't.
This piece is very unforgiving because the devs really did not want you grabbing it without the sunglasses. However, we do not care, and we are going to grab it without the sunglasses anyway. And then...
Whether you like it or not, game. It's actually only like a second faster to do that. I just think it's cool.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I flex on
Very
M3,
true.
so...
And now we're going to flex on Death Chamber. If you liked the Death Abuse that you saw in Aquatic Mine Mission 5, you have a chance to very enjoy Death Chamber, because there are a couple specific sets of pieces that we can get, and then, that is not that one, not that one at all.
Not that one.
This one. This one works.
That's the one. That's it.
She got red box clip, so that's a pretty difficult strategy that you can do in order to clip out of bounds faster. Knuckles has, especially in Death Chamber, a bunch of good clips that you can use to get around the stage out of bounds, which is great because the long winding pathways and the whip around of the camera.
Oh my
Bugs on
lord!
Patrol! So there are a lot of pieces you're trying to reset for as a piece 2 in the red room. Bugs on Patrol is the rare instance of a visible piece 3 that you can find in here as well. And because of the way piece generation works, the game doesn't care if you've had a red room piece 3 because you can't collect the pieces out of order. So using that mechanic to our advantage, we are able to get a first room piece and then collect Bugs on Patrol and then collect another piece in the red room, saving us a lot of in-game time.
So now we're going to Death Chamber M2. I actually created the route I'm using here. This is the route that would be used in 180 for anyone that doesn't use, that just skips the Mystic Melody for Knuckles. I'm one of those people. Even though I do have it on this Knuckles. Alright,
Yeah,
we're gonna
come up with this to route the Mystic Melody out of the 180 run entirely? Like this was the mission that made it possible?
There was a later mission that really sealed the deal, but this helped.
Ah, yeah. I'm sure we'll see that mission later.
Oh yeah. Alright, so this is basically a backwards version of the old route for the first half.
Yeah, normally that route would end with the sunglasses room in which you need to punch because jumping takes off your sunglasses. But after you've collected all of those rings from the early area, you can just collect the ring boxes along the way, and the magnetic shield makes it so you don't really have to aim where you're moving as you collect the rings on the ground around the base of the core.
Alright.
Yeah, this is perfect.
So we're going to Death Chamber M3. We're going to try to do another one of those funky little red box, or well, it's not even going to be red box. It's going to be the entrance to Blue Room. We're going to be clipping out using those boxes. So don't worry about these. We're going to go up the normal way. And then we're going to jump on this pillar. And hopefully, with some luck, there we go.
Gaming. Yeah, so the reason that we would use the blue box clip instead of the red one is 1, because it's further and running is faster than gliding, and 2, because it gives us a lot of extra height, which allows us to go directly to the chow room. It's a lot faster and a lot more enjoyable than the previous routes.
Oh yeah. Alright. Death Chamber M4, unlike M1. Oh, hang on. Oh.
Yeah.
That's the worst green ping you can get. It's still good. It's helpful, but I would prefer one of the other ones. Oh, come on.
Thank you, Spiral Upper. Very cool.
And
yeah,
I couldn't hit the door.
Unlike in Mission 1, we don't have the luxury of death abusing because there are not checkpoints. I would have popped off if you had actually got it multiple times. But yeah, so unlike in Mission 1, we don't have the freedom of death abusing, so we have to unfortunately walk to all of the pieces normally, and getting a piece in green room is not very nice because there aren't too many. Yeah, between 4 pillars is not the piece.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry.
No, don't even worry.
There's a clip you can do in core that is really new and really hard, and if I miss it, I probably die. So, and, it's good. It's good.
Okay, yeah. So
thank you, door.
That door does not want you to enter it, unfortunately, but we've entered it anyway, unfortunately for it. So
First try, right? Right.
yeah, first try.
All right. We're moving on into Death Chamber M5. This is the second hardest split in this run, mostly because of this first piece.
Yeah. There's a very funny property of Knuckles in this game where if he touches a ceiling when he's gliding, he falls. And also there's another funny property where if you try to collect this piece head on, Knuckles might just clip in, and or the camera will fight you, and or other bad things will happen. So
yeah, you have to come from the left on that piece, or you will hit one of the boxes on the way, and you will clip in off that.
Yeah, so we are going to collect this piece from out of bounds, use it to clip ourselves inbound, hope the enemy isn't guarding the piece, and they weren't.
This is
very happy to see that go well.
Yeah. All right, we're going to be entering Meteor. Let's go to space, of course. This level is extremely vertical. Like, everything about this level is built around piece verticality. Like, if your starting piece is on the bottom and you get a top piece, that's a problem. That's a reset piece. We are not taking that. And then there's the middle pieces. This is one of those, and they're generally pretty solid on average. Some of them are really not great, but that's okay.
Yeah, you may have seen her just glide over to the left there. She was checking for basically the only free piece on this stage, floating between 3 tanks. Unfortunately, she didn't get it, but what can you do? She did get the top piece too, which might not be ideal in most cases, especially if you have bottom piece 1. It's very rude. But luckily, a top piece 2 gives you the opportunity to go literally anywhere, and she was able to from downtown just absolutely dunk into that piece from all the way up.
So, entering Meteor Mission 2, we actually have a little bit of a strategy going on here. I went to the right, or left, I don't know why. Don't know my directions. So, on first load in here, a meteor will guaranteed fall out of the sky and hit you at that specific spot. So we can use that to spawn the back ring and then go grab about 50 rings and turn around and hit the back ring and repeat. Hopefully a meteor doesn't nail me like it has in practice every run I've done today.
Oh no. Yeah, so the reason that meteor manip is so important is because there is not really any other way to take damage on the bottom level. There aren't really any enemies roaming around. There is a wait, but it's very far away. So just having that meteor on the opening platform really unlocks a lot of routing and speed possibilities for this mission, and you're able to get times as nice as the 37 you just saw performed for you right there.
And this is the other hard one. So, I wouldn't necessarily do this clip if I were doing badly, but this run's going just fine. This clip is relatively new and is actually the one that caused the Mystic Melody to get routed out of 180. So, we're gonna come up here to this. You see that little container off over there? We're going to clip right through the middle of it. Heaven
this clip
forbid.
is very, very hard. And she got it first try. Wow. Okay. All right. Nice marathon luck. You know, we got behind a square tree twice. We deserve that.
Yeah, that requires what's called a glide reset. And that's basically using, starting a drill dive and then starting another glide in very quick succession to maintain height. I've been doing it the entire run. It's something that I kind of forgot about bringing up because, you know, things have been going on. But it's a very important piece of tech in Knuckles to maintain all that height. Yeah. So we're gonna come up over here to another middle to top piece combo that's very friendly.
Hopefully we're able to get a good piece. Okay, yeah, this is a pretty alright piece to get from up top because you just have all of that extra height, making it very easy to get all of them. This is a piece that can be in multiple locations, but again, because we had all of that height, it's not a problem at all for us to just quickly check all 3 of them. Of course, it had to be the far one, but hey, it was fine.
This is perfect.
So this is actually the last mission of the entire run. And if you thought that emerald grab in the middle of nowhere on Pumpkin Hill was impressive, this mission is going to blow you away. So we start off with some precision meteor punching to get into the door. This is a very difficult punch to get, so seeing her get it first try is quite nice. You'll notice the layout of the stage is also a bit different. So she has to take some springs up instead of the usual rocket. This shouldn't be too big of an issue, especially because there is this rocket up here that she can still take. There is a little bit of maneuvering that you have to do in order to get here, but these last 2 pieces are blink and you miss it, so hopefully you don't miss it because they will be when time happens. So get ready, and
it's close time.
And that's the run.
GG's, that was incredible.
Thank you.
That was an unreal run.
Yeah,
Well done,
this
well
is
done.
Perfect.
Thank you. Everything went about as well as I could hope,
Stage select.
except for the RNG in some of the levels, but that's besides the point. The execution on the whole was good.
Very well executed.
Thank y'all for having me. And thank you, Stellar, for commentating this with me. I really
Of course,
appreciate it. I think I'm good and done now.
Okay, thank you, CoEmpathy. It was an incredible fun run, brother. I can talk, I swear. It was a really fun run to watch. Like, some of the clips and stuff, I was just, like, sitting here, jaw wide open, like, what? It's incredible! Never seen Knuckles so fast! But GG's on the run, CoEmpathy. Amazing job. May I say, stellar commentary. Wink, wink.
Thank you, thank you.
Any final closing words, my friends?
I hope people won't be roaming away from you on the break.
You know what? No. I give up.
Amazing. Thank you. It has been a joy. It has been awesome. And yeah, I think it is time for intermission. I mean, if you want, really quick, your time was a 22:41. That thing's really good.
Thank you. Yeah.
And yeah, my dear friends, stay tuned and stay awesome for the next upcoming run, which is a Sonic 1 Forever race between Flying Fox and Cowboy Knuckles. See you soon.